What if Tobey and Andrew don't show up in Spider-Man No Way Home? I'm here joined by Ray from Slightly and I can't be serious when I have someone else.
When you're talking to me, when you're looking at Baldus,
Yeah.
you're probably looking at Baldus right now, aren't you?
Yeah. If you guys don't know what Baldus is, I'll put a picture on the screen. This is what Baldus is.
Baldus.
But yeah, so I'm doing a little discussion video today. This is a bit different, but we're spicing it up. So what if Tobey and Andrew don't show up in Spider-Man No Way Home? Like, this is something I've wanted to talk about because I don't know. I just want to gauge the audience's reaction. I want to know how they react. I want to know how Twitter would react, especially.
Before we start, I just want to say they're gonna be in the fucking movie. They're gonna be in the movie.
Yeah.
Like, there's no doubt they're gonna be in the movie. If you're doubting it, it's probably because you don't want to get yourself hyped up. But they're in the movie.
Yeah, they're definitely in the movie. I mean, there's no doubt about it. They're 100% in the movie. But obviously,
if they're not in the movie, delete this video. Delete this video immediately.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest though, there's solid concrete evidence that they're in the movie. I mean, the Andrew leak.
There's literally a video.
The Andrew leak was.
I did fall for the deep fake thing. I did fall for it, but then like I watched the video where people analyzed it, and it's impossible to do. So I was like, oh, Andrew's in the movie. Unless
you're like a Disney level VFX, like, unless you're actually working on the movie, could you do that level of VFX? Like, there's no way. Like, the first time I watched it, I saw his stomach move and everything. I'm like, nah, man, it just fits with the lighting.
I didn't see the 4K version. I saw the really bad grainy one, and so I didn't see the stomach moving. So I was like, oh, it probably is a deep fake.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you see the grainy one, you're gonna think it's a deep fake probably, because you're like, oh, bad quality. They've probably dimmed it down so you can't tell where, you know, the face has been lined up and stuff like that. But yeah, no, so obviously there's concrete evidence that they're going to be in the movie. It's almost confirmed, but there's always that like 0.0001% chance that all of this is just not true and they're not actually in the movie, because nothing has been confirmed from Sony or Disney, and obviously, you know, we ain't 100% in until the big mouse says so. But we're 99.9 recurring % in because of that video leak, and and like you said, if we're wrong, I'm gonna delete this video very swiftly.
Immediately.
But let's get to the topic then. Like, what if they don't show up? What if this inevitability of Andrew and Tobey showing up doesn't happen?
It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be beautiful. The fires that are gonna rage in Twitter. The people are just gonna go bananas. Everybody's just gonna go insane about it. It's gonna be heaven.
It's gonna be riots everywhere.
It's gonna be like the what if Uncle Ben thing, where everybody on Twitter was arguing. Like, there was one side being like, finally they mentioned it, and then another side being like, well, it wasn't actually MCU Spider-Man that said it, and then there was another one that was like, it doesn't fix anything. So it's gonna be the exact thing. There's gonna be the people that are gonna be like, well, I'm glad they're not in it. And then there's going to be people who are like, they falsely advertised it. And then and then there's going to be the ones in the middle who are like, I just wanted to see them come back. It's just going to be chaos. And it's going to be great. But if you're asking what the movie's going to be like if they're not in it, I think the movie would still be good. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I was going to say that, like, the movie is... I think one thing we can take away from this, though, guys, is that, like, I want to just stress you, like, enough how much I'm just saying that, like, lower your expectations before you see the movie, just because in case they don't show up for as long as you think they will, or if they're not actually in it at all.
Oh, this is going to be a Last Jedi all over again.
Yeah.
No matter what this movie does, this movie could be the most pleasing Spider-Man movie of all time. It could literally shut up everybody who's hated the MCU movies for the next decade. It could do everything everybody ever wanted, and people will still find a reason to hate it, because the expectations for this movie are so high that no matter what they do, somebody's gonna hate it so much, and they're always gonna be the vocal ones on Twitter. I'm just saying, it's gonna be The Last Jedi all over again.
Yeah, and that's the problem. Like, it's literally just gonna be The Last Jedi, and because The Last Jedi had so many expectations because of The Force Awakens, and look how that turned out.
They'd be like, new rumor, and it's like a full fan theory, and nothing would happen. Nothing that happened in the movie would happen. So I expect the same thing to happen with No Way Home. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I'm expecting worse. Yeah.
There'll be things that were completely right from the rumors, but there'll be some things that were completely wrong from the rumors. And I personally think that if they're not in it, the movie wouldn't change a whole bunch anyway, because I just want to let you guys know that, like, this movie's going to be exactly the same if they're in it or if they're not. The only thing that will be different is that they will have, like, their own little side plot. But if you remove their side plots from the movie, and assuming that they're in it for the 40 minutes, which they're rumored to be in it for, if you remove all of that and then just fill it back up with Tom Holland stuff, the main story of the movie, you know, the identity crisis leading to the spell with Doctor Strange leading to the multiverse,
yeah.
It's exactly the same. It's not going to change. He's still going to fight the Sinister Six with or without Tobey and Andrew. Doctor Strange is still going to do the spell. His identity is still going to be either, well, I hope it gets resolved. Let's just hope by the end of the movie, some way.
I am shivering my timbers on that. There's like a 50-50 chance that they resolve that thing. Just like, I'm thinking, oh God, I can't say it because spoilers. Damn it. Never mind. But there's stuff that will happen later on that kind of needs the identity crisis to still be a crisis, right? And I'm terrified that they're just gonna be like, well, he doesn't have an identity in this universe, so.
Yeah, and that's one thing about the MCU Spider-Man that I will agree with people who like heavily criticize it, is that like he needs his identity. That is a core like thing about Spider-Man, that like that's what like divides him from everyone else, is that his identity.
I can live without the Uncle Ben being mentioned or being seen. I can live with it because we know, using the context of what we know about the character, that everything he does in these movies, he does it because of Uncle Ben, right? Like Homecoming, right? Like when fucking Vulture is like, did stay out of my business or whatever, and then he goes in and he's about to just let Vulture get away, and he stops at the door for a second. In my brain, I'm imagining last time he let somebody go on with their business, Uncle Ben died, right?
Yeah.
And so using the context I know of the character, I know the reason he leave behind is because of what happened with Uncle Ben. It's not hard for me to like use context clues with that, but like the identity crisis, yeah, you need his identity. If they don't resolve that, I will be joining the riots in the streets.
Yeah.
Expectations too high, people are going to hate it, and no matter what it does, no matter if it's the perfect Spider-Man movie, if it's better than Into the Spider-Verse, better than Spider-Man 2, no matter what it does, people will hate this movie. And you just kind of gotta accept that reality and go in with a blank mind so that you can enjoy the movie. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I'm going in with a blank mind. I don't care what they do. Fucking Spider-Man could be naked for like 100% of the movie, and I'm still gonna find a way to like it, you know? Like, you have to go in with a blank mind, because no matter what this movie does, no matter if Tobey and Andrew are in it or not, no matter what happens, it's still gonna be chaos in the streets.
Yeah, they're gonna do something that's, you know, it's just gonna do something that's either gonna really annoy some people or really not. But I just want all of us to go in with a fresh mind, you know.
Go in blank.
And if you don't like something, that's fine, you know. Like, it's cool.
You know what I want? I want Tobey and Andrew to be in it, but I don't want them to be Peter Parker. I want them to be the equivalent of Raph Boner. That's what I want. I want them to be a dick joke. I want them to be Joey Rhett and Tommy Comes a Lot. That's what I want.
You know what? That would be even worse than them not being in the movie, because then Sony would have had to have called them up to get them in the movie, but not to play Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So it would be even worse. At that point, I think I probably would be a bit like, yeah, didn't have to do that though, did you?
At that point, No Way Home would be my favorite movie of all time.
You know it.
I'd walk around the streets with a No Way Home t-shirt.
Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Make sure to hit the bell so you don't miss any more videos in the future, and you can watch videos as soon as they go out on the channel. Make sure to go in the description below and subscribe to Slightly Insulting. We are on the road to 10k, so make sure you go and subscribe immediately. And we also do Marvel stuff over there as well. By the way, I just want to talk about this for a second before we end the video. We're doing a Marvel multiverse thing over there as well, which is really cool, and that's coming very soon. There's a few videos out already, but we're doing a load of Marvel stuff over there, so go there and check that out. That's really cool. You're gonna really love it. But yeah, see you guys in a bit. Take care and peace.